All right, let's give these cards a good shuffle. We'll get right into this reading for April 2019. General reading for Scorpio, April 2019. What is going on for Scorpio in April 2019? We want a general reading, and then we'll take a look at love with this other deck over here with the Rider Right. Okay. General reading for Scorpio for April 2019. Okay. So I always like to look at the bottom of the deck as the overall energy for the month. And the overall energy for the month is the Seven of Rods in reverse, Scorpio. So, you know, this, let me tell you about this card upright, and then we'll kind of explain the general energy of this card is in reverse. So this card in upright is a card of like victory. Okay. It's a card of, I have gone through the storm. I have dealt with the battles. I have, you know, laid my haters to rest, if you would, because look at him. He's, all these are rods of like people under, like he's have to, you know, shooing off the haters. That's what that energy of that card is, but it's in reverse. So it's almost as if either that moment had, you were putting that moment behind you, like no longer worrying about what your haters think, no longer worrying about what others are thinking or doing around you. Or this could be in anticipation of that energy coming your way. It really depends on how the rest of the cards unfold and how the rest of your month plays out. But generally speaking, when this card appears in reverse, you know, you might be in a little bit of an indecisive mode, okay? You may be a little bit unsure, or something may not be seen clear, or you're a little fuzzy. But, you know, it's also about not really hesitating. If you're feeling a certain way about something, go with that. Trusting your intuition. It could be some kind of anxiety. Like I said, I'm a Scorpio. For me, I kind of connect with that energy with my work, because I'm going to have to be making some changes really soon. So that's, you know, kind of wrestling with me a little bit. So just think about areas that you have anxiety or areas that you have some uncertainty. And that's where this Seven of Wands energy is coming from. Okay. In reverse. Okay, then we're going to look at your general. I'm just going to pull some cards out and read what I see. We have broken hearts, we have muted tongues, and we have young passion. Okay, so this is a lot of rods energy here. So Scorpios, there may be some Sagittariuses around you, some Aries, some Leos. You got the Three of Swords here. Now the Three of Swords is a card about broken hearts. Okay, it's about just feeling like, what the hell is going on? You know, why am I not lucky in love, or why am I having these issues with my partner? Or you know, it's generally a card. You know, when you look at it's a beautiful card, but when you look at it, you know, it doesn't look very appealing, right? Like three swords going through my heart. Good Lord. But you have to also remember, Scorpios, that this could represent a past. Now, I didn't say this was past, present, or future, but the way that these cards are kind of laid out, it could be a past, present, and future. You know, you were hurt in the past. You know, you're learning what you want. You're learning to speak your mind. And some new young passion and energy is going to come forth. You're not happy in your job. You're going to speak your mind, and you're going to have a creative spark. So, although I didn't lay these, excuse me, cards out with the intention of past, present, and future, that's how I'm kind of reading this for you. And I'm one of those readers, excuse me guys, let me take a sip of my morning brew. Hold on. Alright, I'm one of those readers where I don't really have rules. I just like, if I decide to do past, present, and future in the middle of the reading because that's what's speaking to me, fine. If I decide to do love, and I said I wasn't going to do love, but love is coming out, fine. If I decide it's going to be a reading about spiritual growth and healing because that's what's resonating with me, that's just how I read. You know, I don't have these strict, rigid rules about how I read. I just look at the cards, feel the energy, and go with that. So for us, Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio. I'm looking at this, and this energy, this reading is speaking of past, present, and future. You know, this is like present, and the overall energy is going to be the present. The middle card is the present, and it's rods, a lot of rods energy here. But you were hurt. You know, you dealt with something extremely painful, right? And it caused you to learn how to go within yourself, but also caused you to learn how to speak your mind, like saying what you want, saying what you mean, meaning what you're saying. The Queen of Rods is a card of decision. The Queen of Rods is a card of perseverance, if you will. You know, she's passionate, and she also speaks her mind. This is Aries energy. I always think of Queen of Rods as an Aries energy. So, you know, Aries are feisty. It's a feisty energy, but you've muted that because of your hurt, right? However, something's coming in. Pages are young, It's a young energy. It's a fiery, passionate energy. It could be a new person coming in. It could be a new friend. It may be a new love interest. But somebody's going to come in and kind of shake things up a little bit, because, you know, these are rods. They are wands, so it's fiery. It's passionate. They're going to sweep you off your feet in some kind of way. But it's a page, so it's a young energy. It's someone who's not really fully developed into themselves, you know, and how they're going to approach whether it's work or love or whatever. But, you know, this will be something good for you to change your perspective, to get you out of this hurt feeling that you felt for such a long time, Scorpio. And I'm saying such a long time because, speaking for myself, you know, for a long time I was dealing with some pain, and I've learned to go within. I've learned to get very clear about what I want. I've learned to listen, and, you know, now I'm ready to let something new in my life if that's what the universe chooses for me. Okay, but let's go ahead now that this turn. I didn't think this was going to be a love reading, but it looks like it is. Let's look at these. The love. Let's look at it. This is just asked specifically for love. What is going on for Scorpio? I'm so sorry, you guys. For April 2019, I just woke up. What is going on for Scorpio for April 2019 in terms of love? What's going on? What's coming down the pipe for Scorpio for love? April 2019. What can Scorpio expect? Love for April 2019. Let's look. Have a look. We have the King of Swords in reverse. This card has been coming up a lot in my personal readings and in readings in general. But there's somebody coming in. I feel like this is a person. I don't feel like this is you. But somebody is either in your life if you're in a relationship, or coming in your life if you're single, who knows what the heck he wants or she wants. It could be, you know, these cards, they're fluid in gender, but they know what they want. They're sure of themselves, and they're not really afraid to speak their mind. Now, with this card being in reverse, let me tell you about the King of Swords. Sometimes the King of Swords can be somewhat of a manipulative type energy. It can be someone who's very strong and a little bit bossy and aloof, maybe at times. Excuse me. But it's reversed, so maybe this is like a dominant energy for that person. They're not like full on King of Swords in your face, which is kind of good, because that could be a little scary, but they have it in them. Maybe once you get to know them better, you'll see that come out of them more, but initially you're not going to see that. But just know this person that potentially could come in, or if you're in a relationship, you already know how your partner is. Your partner, if they're not coming at you strong with communication and they're not determined, there's something probably blocking that. Okay, but it's definitely swords are air signs. Doesn't necessarily mean it's an air sign, but just keep in mind if you come across an Aquarius, a Libra, and I'm totally drawing a blank with the Gemini. Okay, I don't get Gemini with this card though. I get Gemini with the Lovers card. I don't get Gemini with this card. This card I get more Aquarius. I just feel Aquarius with this card. And then next we have the Five of Pentacles. Have you feeling left out in the cold? You know, yes, if you're a partner, if you're in this relationship has been withdrawn and distant, you're feeling like, well, what about me? What about me? We're Scorpios. We need our needs met, right? So you might be feeling left out in the cold, Scorpio, and that Three of Swords that we saw before, you are feeling heartache about that. But you have to speak your mind, and you have to stand up for what you want. If you're single, this could mean that you're not necessarily done working on yourself before you allow somebody to come in. Or if somebody comes in, be careful, Scorpio, that you don't let them manipulate you. And I got to read this for myself as well. But make sure that you don't let them manipulate you and make you feel kind of left out or make you feel less than. Okay, be very careful of manipulative energy, single Scorpios. And then lastly, we have the Justice card. Now, the Justice card is a good card to get in terms of love, especially for if you're dealing with somebody with this energy here, because you're going to learn to balance, or you're going to at least... Alright, sorry Scorpio, my battery died. I don't even know where I left off on this reading. I'll try to figure it out when I'm editing. But so we have the Five of Pentacles. You know, you may be feeling left out in the cold by your partner. You know, you need to remember that Queen of Rods energy that you had before. You know, speak your mind. Say what you want. You are a lovable being, and you shouldn't be manipulated. This is a strong manipulative energy. Don't let your partner manipulate you if you're in a relationship. And if you're single, you know, I feel like it may be some... this card indicates for single people looking for love. It's kind of like you still have some work to do, because you don't want to be vulnerable to someone who's not going to treat you well. Like, be very careful about who you allow in your life, because you don't want them to take advantage of you. And then lastly, we have the Justice card. You know, it's a major arcana card, so this is something that's really important. Now, if you're in a relationship and you have this energy going on here, it's time for you to make a decision. You know, Are you guys going to work it out and stick together and figure out how to communicate better, or are you going to go your separate ways? Okay, and if you are single, this could be a really great, this is actually has like kind of like an opposite meaning for a single person that's, you know, looking for a love reading. The Justice card is kind of like letting you know, hey, you're going to be able to make a choice soon, whether you're going to choose someone or someone's going to come in with possibly an offer. Okay, and it's going to be like it's going to be like a harmonious type situation, because it's like you have balance there. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be stable type energy coming in for you. And then we have that Page of Rods in the general energy reading, Scorpio. So, you know, just be on the lookout for someone who's going to bring a lot of fire, but also, you know, that there may be some, you know, it could be a young person who's very outspoken, you know, if you will. But nonetheless, you are going to be in a position where you're going to be able to make, you know, kind of a choice. And ultimately, this Justice card is a good omen when it comes to love, right? It's like if you're single. And it's also, you know, reminds you to don't settle. You know what you want and you're sure about what you want, single Scorpios. Do not settle, and make it very, very clear. Be very, very clear. That Queen of Rods we had. Communicate. Let this potential partner know exactly what you want. And couple Scorpios, communicate. Open your mouth and have those conversations, and you will get through it. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Happy April, and have a blessed month. Bye-bye.